In a world shrouded in secrets and intrigue, one name echoes through the halls of law enforcement: Daniel Printz. A man with a mysterious past, whose actions have left a trail of questions and uncertainty. Welcome to the heart-pounding and mind-bending experience where truth meets deception. In this exclusive YouTube presentation, we delve into the riveting interrogation of Daniel Printz, a man of enigmatic demeanor, whose every word holds the key to unlocking a web of enigmas. Over the years, Printz has remained elusive, his motives hidden, and his guilt or innocence a matter of intense speculation. Now, for the first time, we have unprecedented access to the intense police interrogation that aims to uncover the truth behind his cryptic actions. As the seasoned detectives dig deeper into the labyrinth of his mind, they must confront their own demons, question their instincts, and battle the ticking clock to extract the ultimate confession. But beware, for in this high-stakes game of cat and mouse, not everything is as it seems. Dark secrets and unexpected twists will challenge everything they thought they knew about justice. Prepare yourself for an unforgettable journey, where truth hangs in the balance, and every word spoken holds the power to change everything. Get ready to witness the interrogation that will leave you on the edge of your seat and haunt your thoughts long after the video ends. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell to be the first to witness the thrilling unveiling of the enigma that is Daniel Printz. You won't want to miss it.
Down there, take care of it. Have a secret.
Yeah, I know
what's going on.
If you guys need me to go somewhere, I can
We
go.
may do that before it's over with. We'll explain what's going on today, though.
Yeah, man.
That's my partner,
Hey,
Greg.
Greg, pleasure.
Greg?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's my partner. We work these cases together. We're from Greenville.
Can you tell me why they
Yeah,
put me
yeah,
down like
let's
I'm
see.
John Dillinger?
Yeah, John Dillinger,
It's
right?
not like that, but we'll explain it to you.
Alright. What do you know about John Dillinger?
Huh?
What do you know about John Dillinger?
What I see on the History Channel, I'm a history buff.
Okay. What's your favorite period or thing to,
I like the, you guys have COVID?
No.
Can I
Do you
take
have
that?
COVID?
No.
Okay.
No, not to the best of my knowledge. As long as I'm not around a bunch of inmates, I'm gonna take that off.
There you go.
Yeah, that works for me. That way we can actually have a conversation.
One other thing, I'm kinda hard of hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
So am I, so is he, so
Okay.
so we're all in the same boat, we all kinda understand.
Okay.
So,
Here,
yeah.
Hmm.
So you already met my partner, John.
John.
Once again, I'm Greg,
Greg.
Walter.
Okay.
Both of us are investigators down in Greenville County.
South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've never been to Greenville, South Carolina in my life.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you should. It's gorgeous
My
down
wife wants to go there because she says she's hears so much about how beautiful it is, and I've just been remodeling my home. We don't afford to go do much.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
And let's just get a couple of little administration data first.
Okay.
You're-
Am I under arrest? Or am I just being detained and we're figuring out what's going on?
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let's just
Okay.
knock out some of the admin stuff, okay?
Sure. What do you need?
All right. What's your first name?
Daniel.
And middle name?
Glenn with one N.
One N, Glenn. And how do you spell your last name?
PR, Papa Romeo, India, November, Tango, Zulu.
Prince.
Yes.
That's just.
It always throws people when I say that and they start writing so fast they get
Yeah.
to CE and have to redo things.
Yeah. And date of birth? 2.
Yeah.
All right. What's a good phone number for you?
Now it is. I just got a new phone. My other one was cracked. It wasn't working real good.
Okay.
So,
That's a good phone number for you.
yeah. Well, it isn't right now because I don't have a phone on me.
Okay. Well, you know, whenever you get your phone back, if I need to call you up and
Right.
chat a bit more, and then
Okay.
where are you living at?
Bostic,
Boston.
USTIC, North Carolina, 28018.
All right. And who do you live there with?
My wife. Last name.
Okay. What's her last name?
She used to be in your line of work.
Really? What'd she do?
She worked at, let me think of the name of it. 20 years between the two.
Where's that at?
Michigan, west side of the state.
Okay. Is that where y'all are from?
I'm originally from the east side of the state of Michigan,
Okay.
but I was in prison in Michigan for a while, And when I paroled to the west side of the state.
Okay.
And with her work with the police department and stuff, I met her, and
A big difference between east side and west side of Michigan? Because you bring
there's
it
a
up.
huge difference.
Yeah, what's the difference?
The east side of the state of Michigan is you've got the Detroit, Wayne County, and the population, the racial demographic is very black, and it's been through the auto industries went bad and everything, and you've got a lot more poverty. The west side of the state is like Grand Haven and stuff, and people are a lot more affluent, and there's but where she was at, Muskegon Heights, is kind of like little Detroit. It's kind of a bad area too. There's bad areas intermingled in and out.
It's like anywhere nowadays, you know, bad area here, bad area there. Every little town always has their own little pocket.
Absolutely.
Of, you know, badness.
Yeah, there's no badness in Grand Haven. Grand Haven's like one of your top resort places, from what I understand.
Okay. What'd you get locked up for? Because you said you got paroled.
I got paroled. I was locked up for a kidnapping charge.
Okay.
And I did 13.5 years for that.
Oh, wow.
I did 1.5 years for a false statement on a vehicle title. They were going to do that in case they didn't get the kidnapping to stick.
Okay.
But false statement on the vehicle title, when my wife that I had then, we transferred a title on a car, and there were little boxes, and I checked the one closest to the word wife, but it was for sister. And it's just, you know, when they're not sure if they're going to make something, they want something to hold you with. So the false statement, that's all that was. The kidnapping, I was doing some bad shit that I shouldn't have been doing.
Fair enough.
But I shouldn't have gotten kidnapping. But I was doing some bad shit.
What kind of shit? What shit have you gotten?
I really don't want to say.
We're just bullshitting.
No,
We're just bullshitting.
Nothing when you're talking to two police detectives in a room, it's just bullshit. Okay, I've been through the system enough to know that.
Yeah.
Okay, all I'm going to say about that is I did my time, I made my first parole, and I haven't been in trouble since.
Hey, and that's great to know. You know, a lot of people, especially being what you've been through, they come out and they go right back to it.
You know, I had a boss when I first got out, and he was getting in trouble. And the police, this is a funny story, these two lady police officers come to my house because they wanted to question me about him. Yeah. The one knocks on the door, and there's a set of steps. And I open the door, I don't have my shirt on. I said, what's going on? And she said, I'm with the police department, I want to talk to you about. And other officers standing down at the bottom of the stairs with their hand on her pistol. And I'm like, are you officers concerned about something? And she says, we've been told you might not like the police. I start laughing. I said, let me put on my shirt. I'll let you in. I put on my shirt. They come in, and the woman who's my wife is sitting there. I said, y'all might know her. She works with the police department. This is my girlfriend. I ain't got nothing against the police. The police didn't put me in prison. I was being stupid. I put me in prison.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't even come to that conclusion either.
Yeah. Well,
so what do you do now?
I do a lot of I hate to say it because I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS. I do a lot of home remodeling, home repairs. I lay a lot of tile, and I got a customer base that has me doing stuff and that sort of thing.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
Since I got out.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty good trade.
Since I got out. I've been doing it here and there, and you know, everybody pretty much thinks I'm Dan. Because whenever I introduce myself, hi, I'm Dan, so everybody, because I don't want people telling me they don't want me working for them, because everybody wants to look everybody up, and I'm not doing anything that I don't want somebody working with me.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, everybody's running everybody's name and
You ain't kidding me.
all that jazz. Okay, so well, why Boston, North Carolina, come all the way down from, did you say Michigan or Wisconsin?
Okay, here, this is real easy.
Yeah.
My wife wanted to get, they had taken the police department she was at, the city manager's office there. She was close to being vested for pension.
Yeah.
So they went ahead and reduced her to part-time.
Wow.
And she had like about, I could be lying to you here, like 3 to 6 months to be she was vested for pension. Yeah. And the city managers, one of the things she did for them a lot was she wrote grants. She got millions of dollars worth of new squad cars, all kinds of stuff. So for a few $1,000s worth of pay, they got rid of the person getting $1 million worth of grants. And they gave her part-time. and she wanted full-time work. So she started looking for full-time work. She got a job at the Air National Guard base at Charlotte, 145th Airlift.
Yeah.
And we moved down here because of that. And I started doing jobs for the people at the guard base that were wanting little things done.
Yeah.
I'd do anything, man. $25 an hour, whatever you need. First job I did was put in a little fence.
Yeah.
The next thing I did is I go out there and I put in all this landscaping stuff. I'm out there working, I'm from Michigan, I'm working out there, it's like 90-something degrees. I'm out there putting paper bricks and filling stuff in. Word spread that I would do things for a good price.
Yeah.
And then I just got one client, led to another client, to another client.
Do you price out based on the job or hourly?
It's gotten to the point where they just tell me what they want done. I keep track of my hours and tell them how much they owe me when I'm done. Everybody trusts me because I do a good job for a decent rate.
Yeah.
So.
And you're traveling all the way from up here to Charlotte? What kind of commute was that?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes depending on the day. It's taken me as much as 3 before when 85 gets put
Oh yeah,
up.
85 is stupid.
Yeah, 85, and then I have to hit 485 because a lot of the work I do is in Piper, Glen, and Raintree.
Okay. And your
I'm
wife
having
was...
trouble talking, my throat's getting dry.
You're fine. I mean, we can probably get you a glass of water or something if you need that.
A glass of water would be great.
That's what I found for you. Give me one too.
Might as well. So, your wife, she was doing the...
She was
full-time
full-time administrative assistant for the wing commander at the
Okay.
145th Airlift.
So she was in the military?
No, she was a civilian administrative assistant.
How'd you like that?
Not a girl. She cried the first 6 months because it was like she was having trouble making her way in.
Really?
And then she got doing really good at it, and she got a lot of friends there. She wound up doing really well, and she retired from it. She's a retired state employee.
Okay, so she finally got her pension.
She got pensions. She got a couple pensions coming in and things.
Did she get anything from up north at all?
Besides screwed, I don't think so. Not much of anything.
So she got that close and nothing.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Appreciate it.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Well, yeah. It's kind of a little nerve-wracking to have poor people pointing assault rifles at you, telling you to put your hands in the air when you're not expecting to have anybody bothering you.
What were you up to today?
What
were you up to today?
Today I had the outside of my house opened up.
Okay.
I was working on some plumbing stuff and fitting some pipe stuff together. So.
Yeah. So you travel a lot?
I do sometimes.
Or you stay mostly, I guess what I'm getting at is, how far out are you contracted, or are you just like a local guy?
Oh no, I'll go anywhere. I go back to Michigan to do work.
Really?
And in fact, I'm supposed to go back to Michigan the end of the month for the people that I was working. When I first got out, I ran an ad in Craigslist, handyman.
Yeah.
I grew up doing everything. My dad and my brothers, they did all kinds of house stuff. I knew how to do everything. I ran an ad for handyman, and I did the same thing, and I started getting jobs here, there, and everywhere. Well, the one lady, I'm the only person she'll trust. She's flown me back to Michigan when they had 12 inches of snow. Okay, the roof comes down, and you get snow on top, and you got ice that forms. Well, from inside the house, it's warmer. So what happens is it will melt the snow underneath, and when you got this big ice pocket, it starts getting back under the shingles and dripping down through her house. She's flown me back to come up there and chip ice off. And I'll do it and come back here. And then I got up there February of this year. I went back up there to do a little bit of stuff for her. And the ceiling was all wet in the bedroom. And I told her, that ceiling's going to come down. I can't sleep in this room anymore. Because she had her room and I was staying in the guest room. I took off to come home, and I was halfway home and she called me and said there was a crash, the whole ceiling came down. She's been trying to get people in there since February to fix this ceiling. She got some people to come in and clean it out, and she wants me to come back and now put up the drywall in mud. I figured it'd be about a 4-day gig, 1 day to put the drywall up, first mudding, then second mudding, third mudding, paint, and go home. And she told me she would give me what the insurance company gave her to cover the damages.
How much is that?
Kind of losing her mind. She says that she thought, one time she said she thought it was $2,000, one time she thought it was $2,500. I told her I don't care either one, I'm fine.
Yeah, whatever works for you, whatever you can do.
I'm going to go up to Michigan, I'm going to spend $300 on gas on a round trip. I'm going to spend 4 days, which is 1 full work day and 3 minor days, and come home with $2,000 or close to it in my pocket, so that's $1,700 minimum. What do I care?
That's right.
Yeah. How long does it take you to drive up?
To her place, because it's on the left side of the west side of the state, with good traffic, about 11.5 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a jaunt. So you drive up one day,
Yeah.
do work the next.
Okay. Where are you staying at? I mean,
Her house.
Okay. They don't put you in like a hotel or anything like that?
No, she's got a guest room.
Oh,
She's
that's
like
awesome.
she's like my old aunt. In fact, today she calls me and she says, "I'm having problems." I said, "What's your problem?" She was in a vehicle accident 2-3 weeks ago. She hasn't got a vehicle, and her family that's there is elderly. And she says, "They're getting tired of driving me around. I don't do anything." I said, "You got all the money in the world. You got an 830 something credit score. Go get a vehicle." She said, "Well, I don't know how to get, I can't get there." I said, "I'll tell you what. Let me call the Jeep dealership in Grand Haven.
Okay.
I'm going to ask them for a guy that wants to make a sale today. And you might as well start putting on your makeup, because they're going to come out to your house. They're going to pick you up. They're going to take you in there. I will talk to them. They will get you set up with your insurance company, get you a tag on your vehicle, and you can drive home." I called. The guy was more than happy to drive 3 miles to go pick up a lady to sell a Jeep. Better than sitting around there all day waiting for someone to come in and buy a Jeep. So, there it is. And this is the kind of customer service I give to all my people. And Karen's more than a customer. She's like a great, wonderful aunt now. And she's 71 or 72 or something like that. And never had really mentioned going on for the last 20 years. Her husband died, got his head crushed in an accident in a machine shop. She got a lot of money because they had taken the stuff out of the machines.
Oh wow.
The woman's got all kinds of money.
Well, that's really good on you to actually be willing to drive up there.
Well, she pays me.
Yeah.
She trusts me. I treat her well. And she was there for me when I first got out. She knew I had gotten out of prison. And she allowed me to go over there and do some yard work for her. And it basically became a trust thing. In fact, another one of my buddies got out of prison later, and there was 2 people jobs. I got him some work, doing stuff for her. She trusted me to have him there. And he wound up going back to prison for some shit that I would have never thought he'd have gone to prison for in all my life. But I tried to help him. It just didn't take.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But at least you got a good reputation, and she takes you for your word, so you got that going. Everybody
is like that. Yeah. I have people all over the place that I go and help. I go look at jobs all over. I go look at jobs. Shoot, I've been to Tennessee. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina, Michigan doing stuff. I've got people that have a property in, don't get me lying to you, it's either Virginia or West Virginia. I think it's Virginia.
Yeah, what's the difference?
You know, what's the difference? Rednecks and moonshine.
West.
And so they had me looking at a cabin there, and I was going to do some remodeling work for them there. And then she had got downgraded from they either call it a technician. I think one of the guard positions is a technician, where you don't make as much, and then the other one's your full guard. They reduced her position to a technician. She was still a colonel, but she lost like $40,000 a year. And she decided to opt out of that. Still very good friends with them. I've done a lot of work for them in South Carolina, Rock Hill. I mean, I travel all over.
Yeah.
You got to go where the money is. Excuse me.
You ever been in the military?
Yes, sir.
What'd you do?
I've done a lot of things. I've got several MOSs.
Well, I mean, because, you know, you gave me the mnemonic alphabet when you spelled it.
Kind of pick up on it.
That's because people slow down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they start writing as soon as they think it's Prince, they go to CE. So when I spell the last name, I do it phonetically because they slow down. I went in originally, I started working with helicopters.
Okay.
I was a 67 November helicopter mechanic crew chief. Went to Texas, worked on helicopters there. Put myself on levy, went to Germany. Started working with a special forces unit in Germany. Started OJT and doing that, and then the Army said you can't OJT into that because you have to be jump qualified and all the other different things you have to do. But I got NBC, which is nuclear biological chemical training, and I worked in one of the chemical rooms when I got hurt. I've been hurt a couple times in the military.
Doing what?
Just bullshit, getting hurt, you know, nothing long term. And just
how long were you in for?
4 years, 9 months, 13 days.
So you started off as a helicopter mechanic, then you went over to...
Now, if you run that, and you check, you're gonna find a discrepancy there. I went on June 12th, 1980. I got put out on September 5th, 1984 on a medical discharge.
Okay.
The reason that you'll find a discrepancy is for some reason when they issued my 14, it said I'd been in for 2 years and 10 months. I never figured out why they did that, but I got Senator Don Regal in Michigan to do an investigation on it, and they came back and they gave me a corrected, but they don't give you a brand new DD, they gave you a slip saying it was correct.
Yeah, they give you
Okay, is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, so if you run it and it says I was in there for 2 years and 10 months, I wasn't lying, run it deeper, it'll show you that I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, so a helicopter mechanic in Texas and then Germany.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like Germany?
I loved Germany.
That was early 80s. That was before the wall fell too.
Yeah, I was up to Fulda Gap one time. God, that shit scared out of me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Stupid story. Oh man, I felt like a total ass. I'm a young kid, okay, I'm 18 years old, 19 maybe 19. I'm up there on the Fulda Gap, we're doing war games. If you look down the other side, you see all the Eastern Bloc nations doing their war games. There was high D helicopters flying around, and they'd turn and they'd start cranking the gun, but they wouldn't fire, just to intimidate you. Well, they're telling us people might come across the border and screw with you. So I'm sitting out there up on this hill, down the other side there's a town probably about 2 kilometers away. And I start hearing through the brush, and I'm on the radio, we got a problem. Because I'm supposed to be me and my 2 buddies, and that's all we see. They come out, they fly over with a helicopter, they shine a light, they don't see anything. A little while later I call, because I'm hearing the same thing. Did this 2 or 3 times. They come out there and start looking around. You know what it was?
What?
Hedgehogs.
Really?
They had a bunch of hedgehogs where they were migrating or moving at that time of year or whatever the hedgehogs were doing, or there were just a lot of them in that area. I got the absolute living crap scared out of me by a bunch of damn hedgehogs.
Wow. I bet that's scary. I mean, being up there with the Russians.
Oh, and things were really not good at that point.
No, it was not.
No.
It was not, man. Wow. I mean, you know, you're a history buff. You look at all the times we got close to one of the sides hitting the button.
Oh, yeah. We were always getting put on alert for something.
Yeah.
I was doing gate guard, which they called UP, Uniformed Police.
Yeah.
I was standing at the gate, you get it for 30 days at a time. And they had a time, one time this general pulled up with his driver and everything, and the general and his wife didn't have an ID, and I'm holding them there.
Oh, yeah.
And the guys driving for me, they got sidearms. And I got an AR-15 M16 with 5 rounds in it. And I'm telling them, I said, look, I'm not going to screw up how I do my job with a general watching me.
Yeah.
And my job is to hold you till someone comes and signs this in or shows me proof of who this is. And I made them open the trunk. I said, for all I know, you 2 guys kidnapped a general. You're getting on base. And I have to be careful here. The guy says, you won't just let us sign him in? I said, absolutely not. I like my rank.
Do it the right way every
Do
time,
it the
and
right
you won't
way.
go wrong.
I said, and you guys got to do it the right way too. Well, we're in a hurry. I said, well, you should have got your IDs then.
Exactly.
So, you know.
I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with that kind of situation, you know?
Right. So you guys aren't really interested in all my past and all this shit.
No, but it's interesting.
It's interesting, man.
But
okay. Why am I here?
Alright. Well, before we talk to you.
like you see on television, you know how it is.
Yeah.
You can
I'll
stop at
fair
any
well talk to you.
time. We'll read you rights.
I have the right to remain silent. If I give up the right to remain silent, everything I say can and will be used against me, which is, there's no positive in there.
There's no positive. It's not can and will.
Right.
It could be.
Yeah. I have a right to an attorney. If I want an attorney and I can't afford one, you'll provide me with one.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
So,
sir, one thing. One of you needs to go get my reading glasses. I told him you were going to have me look at any paperwork I need.
Where are they?
I'll go get them.
The officer took them from me.
That's fine.
And I can't read to sign anything.
That's fine.
I'm just not trying to be a problem.
You're not. We don't want you to be a problem. We don't want it to be a hassle either. So I guess West Virginia and Virginia is sort of like West Michigan and Michigan.
Actually, they were 2 different states, but yeah, kind of.
But it's sort of like, yeah.
You guys are doing a great job of being real nice to me here.
We could be doing some tedious stuff somewhere else the way we look at it, but we'll go follow up on something anywhere.
Well, whatever you're here for, it's got to be important enough that you went ahead and sent a whole bunch of people to come get me.
That's a true statement. But if we do it right every time, just like your job in the military, we won't go wrong, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Right. this comes down to me needing to go down to South Carolina to talk to somebody, I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay, that might speed things up. I don't know what the process is to get you back.
I don't know. Extraditions can take a while.
Yeah, I've heard.
If you waive extradition. I don't know what this could possibly be, but if it's...
We'll explain to you. He's the lead investigator. I help him on a lot of stuff. He helps me on stuff, so I'm gonna let him take the lead.
I figured that the one girl out there, I asked her, I said, why would they have come at me as hard as they did? And she said, I told her I had a criminal record. She said, if they run your criminal record in the background and saw you had a violent crime, then they're gonna come at you like you're gonna hurt them.
We have to check that box, and when they look at that, that's...
And I'm sure you guys ran me before you came.
We did.
And I'm sure you saw that I've been to prison.
Mm.
And I'm sure that's why they thought we'd have to be very careful.
They do this thing called a matrix now, where you have to put little points beside it. And that's a lot of points, where we have to add some...
You realize all my convictions for stuff were 30 years ago
I know
almost.
that now. But still, they have to check that box.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
You know, I see stuff happen all the time. In fact, I called the police for something about a week ago. And I thought the guy might have had a gun in his backpack because the way he was acting squirrely. I'm telling my cop, please be really careful. Like I said, nobody in your job position ever put me in prison. I put me in prison being stupid.
Well, looks like you're moving on though, so.
I really am.
That's good.
Yeah.
When'd you get out? What year?
I got out December 15th, 2009.
So you maxed out, or did you have to do
No,
some parole?
I made my first parole date.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, I made my first parole date, but Michigan, they send you 3 months before you're able to parole, and they had me go ahead and talk to the parole board, and then they wanted me to talk to a psych.
Yeah.
And they had me talk to a psych, and the first one they sent me was a psychologist, not a psychiatrist.
That's a big difference.
And so then they had to redo it, so it took another 6 months. But they let me go on the first time. In fact, I was plus 16 for probability parole.
Yeah.
And the guards told me they'd never seen anybody higher than +4 or +5. Because I didn't get in any trouble the whole 13 and a half years maintained for it.
That's the secret, ain't it?
Yeah, I didn't. I did something that rightfully put me in prison. Okay.
Alright, here we go. So, before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights.
Do you want to initial or just check?
You can initial.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent.
Yep.
Anything you say can be used against you in court.
Yeah, always is.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have him with you during questioning. If you have no money to pay a lawyer's fee, the court will appoint one to
You have the right to stop at any time.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty much boilerplate.
Okay,
Miranda.
that's fine. We can read the waiver. And just
I understood this statement, and I understand that my rights are, I'm willing to make this statement and answer questions. I understand that I know what I'm doing. No promises or threats. You guys gotta quit threatening me.
I'll stop.
Okay.
stop me now, man.
You want me to fill all this out?
Yes, sir, best of your ability.
I'm pretty sure I can handle it.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, you would. No, you probably wouldn't. These stories I bet before.
Oh yeah.
You have kids?
Oh good Lord, no.
Oh, good Lord, no.
My penmanship is horrible. My arm, I got hurt and stuff, and my arm shakes. Education, some college.
Sure, that works.
School attended.
Oh man, did that while you're in the service, huh?
Huh?
Did that while you're in the service out there?
Yeah, you know what was really cool is they had it to where, just a second, this one requires slide. Okay. They had it to where I actually was able to take classes over in Germany. They had people that were on the different concerns over there that were able to go ahead and give you your test. It was mostly classroom stuff, very little, what do you call it?